What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already found us, we're on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. William Fratelli Cooking and Guns channel, where we post at least one cooking video a week. We try our best to post at least one cooking video a week, and then we have our content that we started about 9 months ago. Now it's been about 9 months. Our gun content on YouTube, Second Amendment content. Related to all kinds of stuff. It's a hybrid channel now, so we're posting all kinds of stuff. Sunday-Gunday, we've titled it Sunday-Gunday. All kinds of good stuff like gun reviews, safety equipment reviews, all kinds of good stuff, safety tips, crisis intervention, and de-escalation tactics that you guys can use. Welcome back to the channel. William Fratelli Cooking and Guns channel. We're gonna get into the disclosure as usual. It's been a while. It's been a minute. We've been very busy. Trying our best to post as much content as possible, but it's been crazy this last couple of months. We been traveling around and stuff, but we're gonna try to get to it so you guys can continue to like our content and stay tuned. All right, we're gonna get into the disclosure as usual, just so you guys are aware of what we're talking about. Channels for educational purposes only. We preach lawful self-defense. We're by no means gun fanatics. We're not giving any legal advice. We're simply giving you guys reasons why you should maintain your firearms, responsibly maintain those firearms, and what you should and should not do with them. We're simply giving guidance on this channel, not any legal advice. Message to the trolls. We're not going to tolerate any trolls on the channel. We get trolls all the time that just want to post all kinds of weird stuff in the comment section. We're not going to entertain it. We're just simply going to block you. We don't have time for it. So that's the message to the trolls. Once again, we're not giving any legal advice. We're just giving you guys reasons why you should maintain your firearms. We're not claiming to be firearms experts. We just want you guys to be responsible with your weapons at all times, and just try to be righteous with your firearms if you're a firearms owner. If you're not, if you're looking into it, if you're looking into becoming a firearms owner or get into firearms, we want you guys to be responsible at all times. So that's it. We got the message for the trolls. We're coming from 15 years of law enforcement experience. I've been employed as an armed security guard in the state of Florida for 16, almost 17 years now. I've worked for companies like Whack and Hut, which is now known as G4S, was bought up by G4S, and is now been dissolved and bought up by Allied Universal. Last time I checked, Allied Universal. Worked for Blackwater Agency, another private security company. I've worked for the federal government, Department of Homeland Security, for a short period of time. United States Department of Homeland Security, and I'm now been a police officer in the state of Florida, county deputy sheriff, state of Florida, since January of 2014. So that's some of the experience we're coming from. We're gonna shout outs now, and then towards the end we're gonna give shout outs to 3 channels that collaborate with us on YouTube. Very good channels: Gun Freak Nation, Trey 57 Production, and the Alert Zone TV. These are 3 channels on YouTube that collaborate with us, show us a lot of love. If it weren't for these 3 channels, we wouldn't have a channel on YouTube. We get a lot of subscribers from these 3 channels. We get a lot of support from these channels. So that's just a shout out to those 3 as usual, and then we'll do the shout outs towards the end on these channels that basically sponsor our channel and shout out our channel any time they get a chance to shout out our channel, and send us plenty of subscribers and send us a lot of love. So we're gonna throw a topic on for tonight. It's been a while since we posted any content, so we wanted to just throw on a quick topic, nothing too complicated. We're not gonna make it too long. This title for this video is going to be Sunday-Gunday. It's going to be a title for this video is going to be why carry a backup gun, or reasons for carrying a backup gun. Like I told you guys, I've been employed in law enforcement almost 17 years now. I carry a backup gun. I've carried a backup gun on me for at least the last 15 years that I've been a police officer in the county that I'm working in. We've got a firearm here to my right. We're going to do a safety check on this weapon. We have this is a Glock. It's in a nice ankle holster right here. This is the gun that I carry when I'm on duty, also off duty. We got a nice Velcro holster here. We're going to do a safety check for YouTube. Mag right here to my left. Magazine's loaded. The weapon is safe. Nothing in the chamber. This is a Glock 380 model 42 Glock. Dry fire for YouTube. We're operating in a safe and controlled environment for YouTube. Safe and controlled environment. The weapon has been unloaded. The weapon is safe. I'm gonna set it here to my right. So backup gun. Reasons for having a backup gun. I didn't start carrying a backup gun until I had a conversation with my father a couple of years back. More than a couple of years now. We're talking about 15 plus years. I didn't carry a backup gun when I first started. Had a conversation with my father, family member, and the reasons why you'd be crazy to not carry a backup gun. Especially the times we're living in now, there's a lot of violence, there's a lot of unknown, especially in this type of field that we're working in, law enforcement. Law enforcement is under attack. We are under attack right now. All over the United States and worldwide. I can imagine worldwide we're seeing a lot of stuff on social media. A lot of stuff can go wrong. There's a lot of life-threatening situations that can happen at any time when you're working in this type of field. It might not be directly related to somebody trying to inflict that kind of behavior or that type of action against you, but it could be several things. It could be equipment related malfunctions. We're going to get into it here more in detail just so you guys are aware. We're not going to try to make this video too long because I can talk sometimes for a very long time. We're going to try to make it short, but we're going to go through a few categories here. Reasons why you would have a backup gun and why it makes sense to have it. Equipment fails all the time, you know, just like people, we're not perfect, we're imperfect. We're perfectly imperfect, and just like your equipment, just like people, you know, wake up sick one day, you know, you're fine, and all of a sudden you're sick, you call out from work. Same thing can happen with your equipment. One time, you might have equipment that works, and all of a sudden it's not working. Something happens, malfunctions happen all the time. Your firearm can fail. You can run out of ammunition. Weapons could become inaccessible, and you want to have a plan B whenever it comes to any kind of equipment. It doesn't have to be a firearm. It can be anything. It can be a vehicle. It can be, you have jumper cables for your vehicle because your battery can die. Anything can happen at any moment. So it's important to be able to have good equipment, especially when your life relies on it and other people's lives rely on it. So we're going to get into the key reasons why a backup gun is a good idea in our field. So reason number one, primary weapon can malfunction. You have your primary weapon when you're a police officer or security professional or everyday armed citizen. You can have a weapon jam. Your weapon can jam at any moment's notice. You can have a weapon jam. You can have things like the firing pin on your primary weapon can break apart from the weapon. I've had it happen to me. I've been at the range and have had a weapon explode in my hand. Spring come flying out of the weapon. Weapon becomes inoperable, not functioning the right way. That's just at the range. You know, you get into a situation like that where you're trying to protect life or property. You're trying to conduct your job, you know, as a professional law enforcement professional, and your weapon becomes inoperable. You're not able to use that weapon the right way, not able to use that weapon and do your job and remain armed and be able to defend yourself and others around you. So that's reason number one. Reason number two is ammo depletion. So you can run out of ammo in your primary weapon. Most police officers or security professionals carry 3 magazines, one in their weapon and then another 2 magazines in on their belt. You can become basically unarmed because you run out of ammo. Your primary weapon can run out of ammunition, and you might have to resort to a backup weapon. Backup weapon basically be already once again, you know, this is empty for YouTube. All right, we did a safety check. Mag is empty, chamber is empty. Dry fire for YouTube. Your backup gun is already loaded. If you get into a situation where you run out of ammunition, it's going to be a lot easier for you to be able to respond with something called with something that we call in the gun world New York reload. We've done a video on this in the past. The New York reload, basically, instead of you reloading your primary weapon, you go ahead and you pull a secondary weapon like this one. You know, for example, I carry this one on my ankle. You do a New York reload instead of actually reloading. It's called New York reload. You pull a second weapon. It's a lot faster. You're gonna be under stress. If you run out of ammo in your primary weapon, you're gonna run out of ammo. You're not gonna be able to load that weapon fast enough, as opposed to you drawing a second weapon like this that's already loaded. It's just how it works. This is just the way it is. Your motor functions are gonna be compromised if you get into any kind of a self-defense situation, or you're acting in your official capacity in law enforcement. So you want to have that option there. If you run out of ammunition in your primary weapon, you might not be able to. You might not run out of ammunition, but it might be a lot easier for you to be able to draw a secondary weapon in that instance, depending on your position or where you're at, or exactly where the situation comes up. So that's another thing. Another issue when it comes to backup weapons is a position of advantage or disability. You might be in an awkward encounter where your position does not allow you to draw your primary. You might not even draw your primary. You might be seated in your vehicle and you have to pull a weapon. And certain vehicles, when you're riding in certain vehicles, if you're wearing your full duty gear, if you're wearing your full duty belt, it might not be easy for you to be able to draw your primary weapon from a seated position. That's why we try to practice a lot. You know, we preach practice on this channel, because you might be in a situation where you have to draw from the hip in an awkward position, and your equipment might not allow you to do that. You might be on the ground, you might be in your car. So in this situation, you might be seated in a vehicle, and it might be easier for you to draw a weapon from an ankle holster like this. For example, I carry mine on my left ankle. So you might be able to draw your secondary weapon instead of being able to draw your primary weapon in that case. So that's another example of why backup weapon might come in handy if you guys are carrying any backup weapon. Retention, once again, retention issues. This other category can basically collide with this one that we just talked about. Weapon retention issues. You might be in a position of disadvantage. You might have some assailant that is on top of you trying to disarm you. It might be easier for you to be able to retain your weapon with one arm or one hand, or whatever the case might be. Retain that weapon with your primary and be able to reach with your secondary or support hand. If you're right-handed, you reach with your left hand and you're able to draw that second weapon and be able to protect your primary weapon, which they teach us in the police academy in our training division, is to protect your weapon from being taken from you. That's another advantage of having a secondary weapon on you. If you're disarmed at any moment, which it can happen, it has happened, we've seen it on the news, you can be disarmed, and you have a backup for that type of incident, weapon retention again, to be able to regain control of the situation. All right, especially if you're a public servant. Um, another example of having a backup weapon that many people might not think about is you might be able to arm a responsible person that's in your location that may be able to assist you in the event that you might need assistance. It could be a civilian. Your law enforcement is authorized to arm an individual or basically request assistance from a member of the public. Doesn't need to be a sworn person. It could be a civilian. It doesn't need to be another police officer. Law enforcement is authorized to request assistance. It's protected in the state statute, especially in the state I'm in. I don't know about other states, but law enforcement is authorized to request assistance and assistance from the public if a situation comes up to where a law enforcement officer needs assistance, and it's actually a crime if you don't assist that law enforcement officer. It's like a third-degree felony or something like that. It might maybe third-degree felony or first-degree misdemeanor. I gotta look up on that one, but I know for sure it's protected here, at least in the state of Florida where I live in. You can arm another individual as a law enforcement officer and allow that person to obtain that spare firearm that you can give them, equip them with that if it's another law enforcement officer that's not armed, and then you can allow them to assist you. So that's another plus when you're carrying a backup weapon. And then finally, in the outcome of the incident, if you have to use a firearm as law enforcement or civilian, depending on who you are, either way, it doesn't make a difference. Your weapon is going to be seized. It's not because you're a bad person. It's not because you did anything wrong. This is just the way it works. This is just the way. This is just the process of how basically the situation is going to unfold when you get into any type of shooting or any type of weapon-related incident. Your weapon's going to be seized for evidence. It may be returned to you immediately. It may take a while to get it returned to you. It may be a while before you get it returned. You might never get it returned. There's several incidents where you might not get it right away, but your weapon's going to be seized as evidence. This is just the way it works. And following a self-defense shooting, you don't want to be unarmed, potentially leaving you without any type of defensive weapon after the aftermath of a lethal force encounter. So you want to have another means of protection. You want to have it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have that weapon on you at that moment. You could have that weapon in another location. It doesn't have to be that backup weapon that you have on you, but that's another reason why you want to have another weapon in another location, or have a backup weapon. That way you have it ensures that you're not left defenseless after any type of lethal force encounter or almost a lethal force encounter. So that's another reason. Either way, the benefits to having the backup weapon outweigh it outweighs not having the weapon, the backup weapon. It's all mechanical, like we've said in the past. We've said in many of these videos, it's a tool. The firearm is a tool. It's just like your car. It can fail at any moment. Inconveniences happen all the time. We're not perfect as people, and your equipment's not perfect as well. Things fail sometimes. You know, you go to start your car might not start. The battery, it can be all kinds of stuff. You know, you could get a flat tire just like that. Firearms the same way. It's a mechanical. It's a tool. It's a mechanical. It's a mechanical object, or whatever you want to call it, and it can fail at any moment. So you guys need to just be aware of that. And in my book, I know plenty of other people that are employed in law enforcement, security professionals. I have family in law enforcement. My father was a deputy sheriff here in Broward County for several years. My grandfather was a deputy sheriff in Broward County. Florida. I have a brother that's a police officer in Orlando, Florida. I have a sister that's a security supervisor in Broward County, Florida, and each and every one of them carried a backup weapon just because. That's just the way it's always been. That's the reason why I've continued to carry mine. And they all understand, or they understood, the ones that are not employed anymore in law enforcement, understood the risks associated with you carrying a weapon and how it's mechanical. These things fail all the time, but while you know, especially if it's your job and you need to be equipped to do that job, you want to have a plan A, plan B, and plan C if possible. You want to be able to cover everything, cover everything. That way you don't have any issues performing your job. You're able to do your job to the fullest. And if anything goes wrong, at least you have a plan A and a plan B, and you're not just relying on one mechanical tool to just stop working, and then you're out of luck. So that's it for tonight, guys. We're wrapping this video up. We just want you guys to be aware of the backup weapon, why it's a good idea for you to have one if you're employed in law enforcement, security professionals, or if you're a civilian that you're carrying a firearm, and you might want to have a plan B. So that's it for tonight. Once again, shout outs to Gun Freak Nation with Uncle Terry up in Detroit. We have Trey 57 Production in Pennsylvania, and then we have Uncle James with the Alert Zone TV in Iowa. These are 3 channels that we collaborate with on YouTube. Show us a lot of love, and a lot of they basically just support our channel. So we appreciate these 3 channels. You guys stay tuned for some more content. We're going to throw on some more cooking videos. We have one that we're working on right now that we're just trying to edit. So we'll go ahead and post that one soon. You guys stay tuned for some more content. Sunday-Gunday. You guys have a good night. Cheers.